What's up? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is Straightforward with Ms.B, episode 67. As we always do, grab your vices, sit on the couch, your lazy boy chair, whatever you have to do, relax, and let's get straight to it. On today's episode, I kind of wanted to get into the whole idea of female rap artist Sexyy Red. Her presence alone in the rap game has been causing quite a stir. There has been a lot of, variations in the way that people kind of respond to her in her likeness. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as her, of course, her lyrics. And so I kind of just wanted to kind of dive into that because I've been seeing, like I said, I've been seeing various opinions in regards to Sexy Red lately, especially more recently. She has been showing off her baby bump. This is going to be her second child. And hey, she's still on the road. She's on tour, doing shows, still in the skimpy outfits, still twerking her ass. And, you know, a lot of people just got a lot of shit to say. And I just kind of want to dive into it a little bit and voice my opinion on it. And then after that, I wanted to get into a video snippet that I saw. What was kind of interesting. I believe it's Queen Naija. She started kind of like a podcast on YouTube, and she just definitely had, an opinion, which I thought was pretty cool of her to just kind of be open and honest about this. But her being a mother versus, if she would not have had two kids, at such an early age, kind of how different her life would have been. And so, on the second half of this episode, I wanted to briefly get into that. But like I said, to start off the show today, we're going to get into Miss Old Sexy Red. So, for the people who definitely do not know who she is, I think I brought her name up on a recent episode of this podcast, maybe a couple of episodes ago, because I had the pleasure of going to Seattle and I attended the Drake It Was All a Blur tour, and she was an opening act. Her and 21 Savage accompanied Dre on this tour, and I enjoyed myself watching Sexy Red. And later on, I'll kind of, give you kind of my overall opinion of her. But yeah, I enjoyed her. I enjoyed the songs that she performed. And, you know, that's what it was. So I excuse me, I've heard of her name prior to that. Of course, within the last, I would say, um, last year there have been um definitely a buzz, continuing to grow around her. So yeah, let me see here. All right, so as far as Sexy Red goes, I have to sit here and pull up my notes a little bit here. So for those who aren't familiar with her, basically she's about 24, 25 years old. She was born Janae Niera Wary in St. Louis, Missouri. She first gained attention in 2018. She had a viral track by the name of A Thousand Jugs, which was a play off of Vanessa Carlton's song A Thousand Miles, which was, of course, it's a very catchy track. So, of course, Sexy Red started building her buzz from that point on. However, like I said, it wasn't until the earlier part of this year where people just really, really started getting into her when she dropped a song called Pound Town. I'm Pound Town, thugging with my rounds. It's very raunchy. It's a very raunchy song, but it's extremely catchy. So people started listening into her. I believe JT might have, posted a TikTok using that sound, and then it kind of grew from there. Nicki Minaj actually co-signed Sexy Red as well and hopped on basically kind of like a remix called Pound Town 2. Um, and that as well helped grow Sexy Red's exposure and limelight. And the track actually became her first entry on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Um, since that point, she's basically appeared on songs with Nudie, the Baby, NLE Choppa, um, and just mixing and mingling with almost everybody. She's pretty much everywhere. She's kind of like that hood cousin that everybody kind of likes to be around and gravitate toward because she's so damn cool. That's kind of the vibes that I get from Sexy Red. It is what it is. She gonna say what she say. She don't mind hanging out, getting wild, getting crunk, getting drunk, and all of that. She seems to be one of those type of people. So people just kind of have gravitated, towards her. Um, Reading this article here from Complex, who kind of digs into the background of her life a little bit. It says that Sexy Red basically got her name back in the day. People would call her Red because she always wore red hairstyles and would wear red clothing all the time. So she basically, someone one day, I believe a cameraman basically told her, "Hey, won't you put sexy in front of red?" And after that point, it just kind of stuck. The name stuck. Initially, people were kind of in her hometown in Missouri. Basically, they was calling her the female Gucci Mane, I guess because of the jury, and she just kind of keep it real gutter. You know what I'm saying? So people would call her the female Gucci Mane, but I think recently, I think she called herself the female Boosie. So I don't know what the switch up is with that. Yeah, I definitely would like to know why she switched from Gucci being the female version of Gucci Mane to the female version of Boosie. Um, yeah, hopefully she do an interview with somebody and they let us know why she changed that. Um, like I said, she recently showed her belly bump. And she's still performing. Hey, mama got to make the money to bring home to take care of her kids. But she has had a previous son. Um, in 2020. That son is named Chucky. They call him Sexy Junior, and I'm sure everything she does in her career is all about hey, being the best mother that she possibly can to her kids, and being able to provide for them. So for the people who is acting as if they're so disturbed by her performing and wearing her skimpy outfit, showing her tatas and her butt and all of that, it's like, okay, what else is she supposed to do? Like, this is who she is. Like, come on now. Um, like I said, since the beginning of this year, her celebrityism kind of grew. A lot of people started shouting her out. Like I said, she was on the Drake's tour. She could be seen partying up with Travis Scott. She's just kind of been everywhere. She basically have established a friendship with like Sukiana, Summer Walker, and it's kind of nice to see. I'm one of those people who tend to root for the underdog, so it's nice to kind of see her evolve into who she's becoming, and getting respect from a lot of her peers. So it's definitely nice to see that. The reason why she basically started rapping, she says, is that She used to date a guy that cheated on her, and when she found out that the guy cheated on her with what she called a lame ass bitch, she then made a diss song, and then that diss song, the guy liked it. People start hearing it. The song started floating around the city. Promoters start asking her to come perform the song for like $100 a pop, here and there, and it just blew up from there. So that's how she got her start as a rapper. I don't know how long ago. Excuse me for snoring, you guys. You know how my sinuses and my nostrils, and it is what it is. But it doesn't say exactly what year that occurred in. But yeah, that's kind of how she got her start. She basically kind of talks about wanting to expand into other things, fashion industry. She does have a lip gloss line that has some of the craziest names to lip gloss, but a lot of people purchase it and it sells out, you know what I'm saying? But she definitely wants to go into television. So yeah, she definitely has her sights set on just, hey, taking this moment with her and being able to capitalize on it as much as she possibly can. So I don't blame her. It looks like she has a plan in place. So I am eager to see how it all kind of plays out for her. It's like, hey, people can start at one place, but then definitely change. You know what I'm saying? And grow. Who's to say Sexyy Red will always be Sexyy Red? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to give her some grace at some point to be able to um, grow into what some may say a better woman. So the reason why I wanted to talk about her today is because, of course, old Twitter, black Twitter, white Twitter, it doesn't matter. Everybody has shit to say about everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I just saw these comments here, and let me first play this opinion by this guy, and then we'll go back and kind of dive into it a little bit. So here we go.
We gonna start being honest. The image of black women, and it's not just her. I don't want to make this just about her. But why is it that in this society where they would cancel you for anything they don't agree with? The only thing you don't have to worry about them canceling you for is the negative image of black women. It's not just her. Let's look across social media. Look across the TV networks. Where is it where you just see just show me the other black women too. If y'all gonna show me this type of black woman, please give me the other ones. Show me the ladies. Show me the ones that carry themselves. Baby, you can be a freak behind closed doors. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But god damn. How we lost, bro. It's no coming back, bro. As a community, we're done. Bro, this this is crazy. I'm just too old. That's what it is.
All right. So this particular guy, I don't know his name. If I knew it, I'll shout him out. But hell, I don't know his name. But I wanted to play that because there is a lot of people out here who share the same sentiments when thinking about the Sexy Reds, meaning um, just other artists who are kind of put on this, I don't want to say put on a pedestal, but other artists who have this level of celebrity that reaches a lot of people, that's seen by a lot of people. There are a lot of people that just feels as though, hey, this is setting a extremely bad example for the black community. One person on Twitter who actually posted this video says, this is done DIJONI. The brother is telling the truth. We are the only community that they impose the most destructive degenerate culture and lifestyle. And when we push back against it, we are condemned by our own people. Um, Everybody's entitled to feel how they want to feel, right? Um, do I think it's a little overboard? And do I agree with the guy when he said, well, maybe I'm just old? And I think, yeah, maybe we are just old. However, Sexyy Red is not the first person to do this shit. This is the part that I just don't understand. We look at this, and then Sexyy Red, and speaking of one person, you got Kaya, My Neck and My Back, Trina, uh, she was a little bit more, I guess you would consider classy ghetto ish. You know what I'm saying? Um, Little Kim. Little Kim talked about vulgar profanity. She stood on her the power as a female and her sexuality and things of that. And she talked about that in her music. She might not have shown it. Well, she showed a whole titty at the Grammys, right? So it's like this isn't anything new that's come upon us. It's just because, as they say, everything happens basically is a boomerang effect. It comes around again, right? So this isn't any Sexy Red isn't anybody new. We've seen this time and time and time again over the years. I'm in my 40s. I've seen this. Like I said, I've named Kaya, Trina, and Lil Kim and others who've talked about this. It don't go back that far because I'm speaking of hip hop just in general. Hip hop in general hasn't been around that long. It's only been around 50 years. However, within these 50 years, yes, we have seen this before. So I understand that guy on the video from that standpoint that, hey, yay, maybe you're just too old. Maybe he is too old and he just ain't with the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't want the Sexy Reds to influence the young girls the way that she is possibly doing to her fans. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure she has young girls that are fans, that are following her, and and who feels as though, hey, twerking, showing my ass crack and all of that is okay to do. However, on the flip side of that opinion, I feel as though there's a different side to look at it. And this person, he's kind of like a comedian, but he's on not a comedian, but he's an influencer. He's a funny little guy called Raymonte, and from time to time I would see his just comments on different subject matter. And so if you guys want to check him out, is BD Trail, TRELIL brother, on Twitter, or X as it's called. But he definitely made some valid points. He said, hey, all of this community shit kills me. When white people pop pills, kill their entire family, shoot up schools, have kids with their brothers and sisters, other white people don't get on here saying, quote unquote, we got to do better as a community, because they have individuality. They know one person does not reflect all of them. White people view us as one, and you want to prove to them you aren't the stereotypical quote unquote black so bad, when a lot of us don't have that desire. So stop projecting your insecurities, which could be considered twerking as well. And let me just go to his page. That was just one particular tweet that I saw. And let me see if he got, because he was going in, honey. And I just want to make sure I'm able to kind of quote everything that he said. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, y'all. Okay. He goes on and on because then he started posting like girls who do be twerking. It's like it's not just his point was we are always trying to collectively put everybody in the same bucket, when we don't necessarily like actions from another person. So in this instance, everybody is talking about Sexyy Red, right? Um, but when it comes to, just other races, we don't necessarily see them just pointing out like a single we be a, we don't see them just kind of being judgmental to their own kind. Now they may be judgmental to other races, minorities and such. However, when it's within their community, we don't necessarily just see them outright vocalizing their disdain for, just another group of people within their own communities. He goes on to say that community shit is delusional because y'all don't accept the LGBTQ or feminine straight men, outspoken, independent black women, or the women who want to be dependent, fat people, or disabled people, and the list goes on. So, where is the community? Y'all care when it's ghetto. He said, y'all care when it is a ghetto dark woman getting love or a gay child. Hmm. Then he goes on to say, he was replying to someone else. He said, Baby Trina, rapper Trina, was talking about golden showers. Yin Yang Twins had us knucking and bucking. Destiny Child had us talking about wanting a dude with a big cock. Kids been listening to this type of music. Y'all acting like Sexy is the devil and she here to brainwash y'all kids is crazy. Now I am 100% in agreement with him on that because people, it be the fake ass outrage you get me because the same people at times that will be on social media faking this outrage is the same person you gonna go to the family cookout and they gonna have Tasha, Kiki, Nene, and the rest of them looking just like a Sexyy Red or a Sukiana at the cookout and be praising them, having fun, kikiing, y'all fellowshipping with family, enjoying y'allself. But yet these be the same people that would get online and act as though they are either holier than thou or they just don't get down with it. It's like it's fake. All of this shit is fake. All of this shit is fake. And then Raymonte also stated, he says, go adopt a black child in foster care, go to an inner city community and take a less fortunate black child shopping, put some food in a black family's home, teach a black boy how to change a tire. Y'all don't do any of those things that can actually help the community. Just sit on here and complain about black women who dress provocative and twerk. Hey, another. Hey, I love this. This Ray Monte little dude. He telling it, baby. He put people in their place because that's exactly how I be feeling. Like instead of just complaining, be a solution. Go into these inner city communities where you tend to see young kids acting out this way and be the change that you want to see. Be a big brother or big sister. You know what I'm saying? Be that good role model. Let them know, hey, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Take them shopping for new clothes. Like he said, go be a foster child. Stop being on the internet always complaining about some shit that you don't want to spend the time to help try to change. For real, for real. And then someone said, okay, name one white star that behaves like Sexyy Red. He named, Raymonte responded, Miley Cyrus, Pink, Lady Gaga, Kesha, which, well, I can agree. Miley Cyrus, yeah. Pink, I don't really look at Lady Gaga and Kesha. Madonna, Madonna is a little ratchet. You know what I'm saying? So, Ray Monte, thank you for pointing out these things because you kind of share my sentiments in that um people always complain about this shit, but they'll never want to be the change that's needed in these particular communities. I'm sure Sexyy Red, the Sexyy Reds in general, or those type of young people, definitely this is what they saw in their neighborhoods and their environment. But because you may have grown differently or may have experienced different things in your lifetime, um, and you think that you are a little bit more privileged, a little bit more classy, and I mean the reality of it all is that everyone is different. Everybody's upbringing are different. Everybody's way of soaking in and becoming, I guess, becoming part of their like environment or becoming what we see of them is because of their environment. And we can't necessarily always hate on that. We can't always hate on that. And I hate when people do that. Sexyy Red is not going to be the only one. We got the Megan the Megan shake her ass and twerk every chance she get. Every female artist pretty much nowadays, they on stage, they showing all ass, they showing all titties. You got the city girls. They show butt, they show little titty meat. It's everywhere. So I wish people would stop trying to single out Sexyy Red. Is it? And I think in agreement with Ray Monte, it's because Sexyy Red is a darker tone woman. So we already have to, think about that in terms of colorism in the industry. She's a darker tone woman. She has piercing. She has a bunch of tattoos. Um, and it's like, people is just too damn judgmental. I think that Sexyy Red needs to continue to do what it is that she's doing. She's doing a good job. It's that's subjective. People can feel how they feel about Sexyy Red and how she looks and whatnot and what she wears. The girl has to work because she got kids. She about to drop another baby. It's like it is what it is. Let that girl make her money. Maybe eventually down the line she'll decide to cover up more. You know what I'm saying? During her performances. We'll see. But as for now, let that girl do what she gotta fucking do, okay? Leave her alone. All right. Now next I wanted to kind of get into this conversation and let me pull it up on my phone. Give me 1 second. I don't know why my nose is always stopped up when I get on this doggone live. I swear. Every time. And I thought this was interesting, so let's listen. All right, give me 1 second.
Girls though, I love the girls that's like all about them, putting themselves first. Like
sometimes I be envying
selfish.
the girls. Sometimes I envy the girls, and I hate to say this, but I'm just be real. It's about being real, right?
Right.
Sometimes I envy the girls that get to wake up with no kids and like literally get to design their apartment the way that they want and like literally go and just do whatever they want.
Just do everything for them. I literally was telling my other friend that the other day. I was like the girls that don't got kids and they don't have like all the other things like we have, like their lives look so like
it looks so organized.
They house be clean all the time.
And it's just like
their clothes be perfect.
It's so crazy. I don't like. Let's not say this because I love my kids. I got 2 kids, by the way. She got 1 kid. If y'all don't know, she's a new mommy.
I just had it. Well, like it's been a year. I ain't gonna say I'm that
she
new.
just had a baby a year ago, and Shoot, I started with I had CJ at 19.
Yeah.
I got married at 19.
Right.
And then, like, from that relationship that failed, I went right into another relationship.
So you
and then had another baby. Like, and so I've never gotten a chance.
Know yourself. Like, to know you. Or
yes,
to do you.
It's really hard. Like,
I'm
still trying to learn myself, like, outside of just music. And, like, I'm trying to learn myself while still trying to become a wife, too.
A wife.
And the best mom.
A better mom. I get you.
It's hard to do all of that. Like, I feel like sometimes I gotta choose.
Well, you do, and I feel like a lot of women deal with that. Like, and then we go through depression sometimes because we do lose ourselves in the process, because we're trying to be all these things at one time and not just be ourselves. But it's like you can't really just be just yourself. You have to be
a mom.
You have to wear.
You gotta do the titles.
You gotta do all of it.
Yeah.
A wife is a totally different thing, category, whatever label.
That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother.
And then a
episode.
Mom is a totally different job. And then you yourself, that's
how
totally
do you I know you be asking me questions, but how do you?
I think that was a very, very good kind of conversation that the two, I think, as you know, that's R&B singer Queen Naija. She's a well-known R&B singer / YouTuber. Little young. I like listening to the young girls. And then Dami V. She's another YouTuber as well, and they're close friends. But they definitely brought up something. I myself do not have kids, and of course, like I said, I'm in my 40s. And I've always had the opportunity to do me. I mean, to a certain extent, meaning, of course, doing things, having a career, traveling, do all those things. I've always kind of had that opportunity to kind of do me. But then on the flip side of that, being single as well is not always cracked up. There are some people who believe that being single with no kids, although we do have lots of opportunities to, become one with oneself, there is still sometimes other obstacles that may appear in your life that kind of prevent you or becomes that barrier in your life to where, hey, I'm still not able to really fully take a moment out for myself, because you have to think about it. You have single people with no kids who just may not, say for instance, may not necessarily have the best careers, and just may have a lot of financial responsibilities. They may have a lot of debt that they have to have maybe 2 or 3 jobs to try to pay off that debt, and so that they can, live comfortably, pay their bills on time, have a roof over their head, have a little piece of car that they can drive from point A to point B. So that in itself, of course, just striving to be a better person financially can oftentimes just kind of be a big hurdle for a lot of single people. And like I said, people who have kids just don't necessarily think about that. Also, a single person with no kids, they may have other responsibilities in their life. Even though they don't have their own kids, shit, they may have to take care of a grandparent. You know what I'm saying? Like I be watching my grandma, she's old, and then I'll have to watch. I'll have to be basically the caregivers for my parents as well when they get a little bit older. So even with that, it still won't be about me. It's going to be about them and making sure their well-being is up to par and where it needs to be, as they continue to enjoy the remaining years of their lives. So it's like that itself is a heavy burden on someone. So it doesn't always mean that just because someone is single, not in a very serious relationship, and do not have kids, that their life is much easier. Um, because that's just simply not true. Sometimes people's lives, no matter what the circumstance is, it's just harder. You know what I'm saying? On either side of the coin, it could be a hard life, and or just very what's the word? Very um compounded with just a lot of shit going on. Like, so for everyone out there who believes that just being single and no kids, that mean, hey, you living the best life ever, please do not be fooled. Do not be that delusional, because that's not always the case. There is so many other things that can impact your life being single and without kids, that will still put you in the same position or the same mindset or the same state of depression and everything else, as if you had kids that you taking care of. It just really simply does not matter. Okay? So I just don't want everybody out there to be fooled by that. I wanted to use this episode as well to kind of talk about the Jeezy and the Nia Long conversation, but I think I might save that for next week. Because you know me, I do not like my podcast episodes to be too long. I think we've had a great discussion today. I appreciate everybody who has listened in and listening in, and will continue to listen in. To thank you so much for always supporting me. I'm going to end the podcast at this time, but always definitely follow us, subscribe to the channels. We're on all streaming platforms. That's STR, the number 8 FWD with Ms.B. Follow us there on social media as well, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and catch the podcast audio versions on YouTube. And until next time, okay, peace out.